Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video, I want to show you the team that I'm actually using for stage 30 of the event dungeon. It's actually funny looking at this. A few days ago, when we first saw this on the test server, people were freaking out, thought this would be impossible. And here we are, 3 epics coming up to the end of the fight, and they're going to take it down. Big shout out right at the start of the video to 2 people, Bronco and Boozor. I'm sure that there are lots of other people that helped to build these teams or that have built similar teams. They're the 2 that I've seen and took inspiration and some build ideas from. And yeah, so I have to call them out at the start of this video. And I apologize if there's anyone else I should be shouting out that I have missed. This has been a bit of a slower run. This one's coming in at 2 minutes. We'll stop the multi-battle here and we'll break it down for you. I'll just show you this as well while we're waiting. I just have to bring it up especially. This is a preview. This is not actually live on the site, but it's probably live by the time you see this video or very soon after. Just need to get a new featured image for it, essentially. But I've got like an everything I've learned from my painful testing post on the event dungeon. And in fact, there is, excuse me, going to be an updated event dungeon guide. Okay, it's not quite working yet. Again, I think basically the website cache needs to reload and stuff like that. Let's see. But here you can see, for example, the boss stats. Here this is, by the way, let's cover this right at the start. Part of why this boss is so hard is the run. Okay, the run is finished. Sad face. But part of why this is so hard, right? On stage 30, it's nowhere near as bad on the other stages. You see, our best time is 39 seconds with this team. It's exceptionally random. 4 epics. And Lydia, who's quite replaceable, actually. She has 6-star Ward of the Fallen. And at 6-star, Ward of the Fallen goes crazy. This is why it's so hard in stage 30. They start doing bonus damage while attacking. And the bonus damage is proportional to this champion's attack. Proportional to attack bonus damage. Now, here's the problem. The boss is 21,500 attack. The Ward of the Fallen, if you get to stage 30, will just obliterate your team. On top of that, you need 525 accuracy. She's 265 speed. She has 4.6 million HP, 8.6 million. Not a million defense, a million defense. Oh my god, too many millions. But yeah, but there's going to be a whole. Oh, it's really ugly right now. It's not updated the proper stuff, the proper formatting and links. Hey, this is a bit of behind the scenes, but it's going to break it down. We can see, by the way, let's touch on these. Some of the best teams. These are the fastest teams right now. Absolutely crazy coming in with this. It's basically exploiting surplus damage. We'll touch on that before I touch on my team. Surplus damage, what is it? How does it work? There's a few champions that have surplus damage in the game. In this case, the most famous ones are probably Seekfriend, right? Hit enemies with surplus damage if the initial target is killed. In this particular run, the person is using, I'm not sure who's doing it, but someone's doing it with the optimizer open. It's using Sun Wukong, same sort of thing. And then, of course, Trunda is the most classic example. She used to be surplus, or used to be proportional. It's not surplus damage, but it basically is proportional to the first hit instead of surplus damage. What all of these skills do is they don't actually do what they say at all. They basically take the damage and they run that damage through the whole multiplier system again. So it gets multiplied again. That, let's say you hit for 1 million damage, it will then, for Trunda, take 60% of 1 million. It will take 600,000. But then it will multiply it by book multipliers, mastery multipliers, protection set multipliers, feral, blah, 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 blah. Multiplies by everything. So oftentimes now they don't crit. But they've got more ignore defense built in. So they won't go through the crit multipliers a second time. They used to. That's what Trunda used to do. Used to apply crit multipliers twice. So if you built 400% crit damage, you'd benefit from it twice. Anyway, that's sort of a side note here to what's going on. But that's basically what's happening with these teams. They're like a creative way. Ashnar is actually pretty cool. Let's mention him because you might not know what's up with that. He does a couple of things for you, which is pretty cool. Number one, he brings you weaken. If you're ignoring 100% defense, which is, by the way, what you do, the skills ignore 50% baseline. Then you go to Merciless for 35%. Then you can throw on a Cat's Gaze for another 16%. And boom, 100% ignore defense 100% of the time. You don't care about how much. It doesn't matter if she is 8,600 defense, or as I incorrectly said, even if she had 8 million defense, guess what? It literally wouldn't matter. Sort of a problem with the game, I would say, by the way, that the defense stat, which is supposed to be a stat that scales up, we've got so much ignore defense on some champions, literally 100%, that you literally could give an enemy 8 million defense and it literally wouldn't matter because you ignore all of it anyway. That's life. That's life. But there we go. It's their game. They can design it how they want. But yeah, you put out weaken, but he also puts out burns. Now, the key thing about him, this is why, is allies do more damage for each active burn. So if there's 5 enemies and there's 5 people on your team, 10%, 10 times 3, 30% bonus damage. He's giving you 30% more damage. Other things you will see in this sort of team, by the way, you'll see like Firol, pretty common. I guess Odin might be there to keep them alive, trying to make it consistent. Gerptuk boost damage. I guess Baron is there for actually maybe a guaranteed decreased defense. Maybe they're not running full ignore defense. Maybe they're running like Heaven Cast or something funny because they've got quite a few buffs. I don't know. There's stuff going on, like especially this team has got lots of buffs. I don't know exactly how they're making it run, but it's that sort of concept anyway. Yeah, that sort of stuff that's going on. That's the old one-shot strategy. That's not what we're doing. We're doing a team inspired by, like I said, Bronco and Buzor. And basically the way the team works, let's go in. Let's see it in action. Here we go. We go in. One thing, this is a Buzor advice, which I think is really good. We actually need Geomancer to be the fastest person on the team. Because if Geomancer is not the fastest, I think there might be a small chance to fail here because I've not built enough speed on Seer. I think there might be a small chance to fail because I'm using Lydia. That Mortu Macabre will kill us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for the event stages tool to update. Because Saf hasn't pushed that live yet. I'll get the exact speed of Mortu Macabre. I'll build Seer 1 speed faster. That's how I'm going to update the team. Build her 1 speed faster than Mortu. And then I'll probably replace Lydia. Because I think Seer hopefully will do enough damage. Maybe a shield set Dracomorph. And we'll see how that works. I'm hoping that it will be enough. I've got kind of a stack Seer, so I can get away with it. But yeah, you see the concept of the team. Lydia and Seer one-shot all of the minions. And then Geomancer, Vogoth, and Aox trio the boss. Oftentimes they duo the boss. I don't have good enough gear for Aox, and he's only 4-star and only +3. I know. What a terrible whale I am. But yeah, they trio the boss. Like I said, sometimes Aox dies. So that's the concept of the run. The concept is basically, I can't go here. If I go to recent use, I can show you the stuff. So Lydia, decreased defense, weaken, and then a couple of buffs for Seer. Seer rips off the buffs and one-shots the enemies. Now, they also will have increased defense, and I think maybe 1 continuous heal from the Withier. We let her go first, and we've built Seer with over 500 accuracy, so she will rip those off. So she will have the buffs to scale up and to one-shot all the waves. Lydia doesn't need too much. We've given her 9-piece Feral. It's going to give us more damage for each debuff. Might be important. It might be important for Seer to do enough damage. There's other ways around it, and I'll break those down. You can entirely replace Aox, for example, with something to give you more damage. So yeah, this is what I've got her in, is 9-piece Feral. She's got a Molten Death Bell for the accuracy stat. I had to switch that, actually, because she did not have enough accuracy before. 6-star Brimstone, actually pretty nice. This will actually do a lot of damage to the boss. The Protected Smite is the important one. The 100% makes it, well, 100%, eh? And this will do 2 hits of Brimstone against the boss, which is a big chunk of damage. So that's really, really good. Her masteries, I think, don't really matter. You could give her masteries more tailored toward like accuracy if you want it. Doesn't really matter. And then Seer one-shots the boss. I have Seer in 6-piece Merciless for 35% ignore defense. I have her actually with 6-star Crushing Rend, and I have her with the Cat's Gaze. So she's really stacking as much ignore defense as I can. I guess we could give her like a Cruel set as well for maximum, but it's not possible for the stuff I have because we want her to be somewhat fast. Again, like I said, I do need to rebuild her to be 1 faster than the Mortu Macabre. And then if we add in, use Dracomorph instead of Lydia, because Dracomorph doesn't hit, he won't trigger Mortu's passive and he won't kill us. This is what she's like. Even with that Mortu stuff, I'm not sure who he's killing. I think he might kill Seer if he does activate. I don't know, but I've not seen a run fail because of it, so I'm not entirely sure, actually. Maybe he kills Lydia. That's interesting. You could maybe have Mortu baited to kill someone else. I don't 100% know, but I haven't seen the run fail, so I'm a bit confused, but surely it would, so I'm a little confused. That's something for me to work on in future. But yeah, that's this. One little tip here. 10% more damage in boss battles. This gem is really strong. And yeah, that's her. If she's not 6-star crushing rend, you need way stronger gear. And this gear is already really strong. But yeah, I think because my gear is so strong, we could probably drop the Lydia for Draco. But anyway, there we go. Then we come to the other three. These are really tough to gear as well. So one thing, the boss, unfortunately, does have awakened weakness. So decreases the damage inflicted by the boss for each awakening level on the champion. 2.5% for levels 1 to 2, 5% for levels 3 to 6. So every level of blessing that you have, every level of the soul, makes a huge difference to your survivability. You also deal up to 50% more damage. So if you're trying to use a damage dealer like Marius or Wukong, you get 10% damage for each level, 3 up to 6 for a maximum of 50%. So look, if you're trying to do a one-shot strategy with Sun Wukong and you don't have him like 5 or 6 star, like forget about it, you know? Like you're 20% damage behind a whale, and then you also have got worse gear, and you also probably don't have him empowered. Yeah, you know, it's just not happening, right? Again, I cannot say it enough. I hate awakened weakness. It is my least favorite ability in the game because you not only are you punished by not having a blessing, which is giving you stats, and it's giving you the blessing, you're being punished a third time for this arbitrary effect as well. I hate it with a passion, and it sucks ass. Thank you. Welcome to my TED Talk, or goodbye from my TED Talk. I don't know. That's my talk anyway. What was I yapping on about? We've got these three. So Geomancer, he's very, very, very intensive to gear. 6-star makes him more survivable. I have him with a plus 12 golden elixir. This is a big difference between when I tested it and Bronco's video. I did find it's actually really difficult to keep Geomancer alive. I think he had a plus 15 golden elixir. And like, I tell you what, I put mine up. Actually, he was dying for me. I put it up to plus 12 and now he seems fine. So like every rank on this elixir makes a huge difference. Why is this so key? It's healing you instantly when your HP drops below 50%. And this can happen between each hit. The boss is multi-hits, and this can trigger multiple times. So this keeps you alive. Now, he is also in regen set. I've got him in perception set as well. He's slightly low on accuracy, but we're going to make up for that with masteries. And I can increase his survivability a bit more by upgrading these a bit more, but it's very intensive in stats. About 100,000 HP, over 3,000 defense, over 280 speed, and almost 500 accuracy. And you don't have any area bonuses to help you, so good luck. That's all I can say. And you need to be in regen, and you need to have a golden elixir. Preferably plus 12, preferably plus 15. But again, that's costing you relics that you could use in arena. It's kind of rough. It's not easy. And he kind of needs 6-star. I've got him emergency heal with a blood shield accessory to give him some extra healing. This is not easy at all. Over here, we've got, I think, fairly straightforward stuff. Spirit haste is nice for this. This is particularly for this fight. I've given him accuracy so that he has more accuracy and so on. One fun thing actually with his relic, and actually their relics, I also give them this gem. You get faster turn meter if you miss your turn. So there's a lot of randomness with the True Fear. The boss True Fears you. 50-50, you miss your turn. It's entirely random. The boss also gains turn meter. She, in Form 2, she gains turn meter on each critical hit, but she doesn't have 100% crit rate. So, it's entirely random. She's going to have a different speed tune every single time. You cannot speed tune it strictly, because she'll be different every time. She'll be different. So yeah. This is what I've used. Vogoth. I copied Bronco's build for this one, guys. Triple Defiant set. I think you could do this without it, but it just means you need way better gear. It's rough. Defiant is only available from Forge passes in the past. You could use Stalwart set, which is almost as good. You could use any set, just giving you stuff. And he's in like a high defense build. Lower, still high HP, but lower than Geomancer. I mean, high accuracy would be kind of nice for his A1, but he's not going to get to use it too much. I've also given him a blood shield, golden elixir. Only plus 9 is all he needs with my build, which is kind of crazy. An emergency heal. He has these masteries. Yeah, ridiculous stuff, crazy survivability stuff. And the goal is, with this, because he's got lower HP, that he should be targeted by the boss. And when she's smacking him, he, with his passive, is just, this passive, he's pumping out heals. Not too much, but a little bit. He's pumping out heals to himself, to Geomancer, and he can easily take each hit, barely drop below 50%, and then just heal straight back up. So he can easily tank all the hits from the boss. Geomancer will struggle a bit more. Aox is in Geomancer's build, but worse. It's the exact same, but slightly worse. But it's fine. If he dies, it's not a big deal. He is in really for one reason only, which is to hopefully stay alive for a while and to just trigger his passive to extend Geomancer's burn. Because again, in Form 2, the boss will True Fear you. And guess what? If you miss Geomancer's A3 because of a True Fear, I've had 40-second runs. I've had 4-minute runs. It's entirely random. The theory with Aox, again, it's still random, but the theory is that he should extend the burn fairly consistently, and that will make the run much faster, because then it doesn't matter if Geomancer misses his turn because of True Fear. The burn is still on, the passive is still working, the boss still dies. And that's the theory here. He also, I've got him set up to just use his A2, which is a bit of healing for the team. Not too important. I do think you could probably switch up his build. Like, you'll probably have him really slow and just super tanky and forget about the regen and the blood shield and the emergency heal. I do think that's something you could do. Forget even about golden elixir. Maybe just, feck it, give him swift parry, make him super slow, give him loads of HP, give him reaction sets. I don't know. You could probably do a bunch of stuff. Just build him with enough accuracy so he does his passive, and he's probably fine. So I think there's a lot you could do with Aox, honestly. So yeah, and he is actually entirely replaceable. I think Bronco's team, he was using, I think, Sifi instead. Boozor was using Aox. And I think the Aox is preferable. The advantage of running Sifi, or I don't know, I think a budget alternative for Aox, if you need more damage out of Seer, would actually be just Undead Epic. Where is he? This guy, Mausoleum Mage, El Clasico. Increased crit rate, increased defense, block debuffs. Have him go right before Seer. Bam. Loads of buffs. She rips them off. She'll kill the minions, no problem. And then it just becomes a question of your Geomancer and your Vogoth. You do need both of those. They both need stupid levels of gear. But yeah, it's seems to be a consistent farm for stage 30. Which I want to do. I want to do because it drops mythical pinpoint, and that's what I want. I want the best pinpoint gear. You know, I don't want lots of legendary pinpoint gear. It's fine, it's good, but I really want the top tier mythical pieces to really push my top 20 champions to the next level. And realistically, I would probably use, what, in terms of pinpoint, 5 to 10 champions max that I actually use. I want those champions to have the best of the best for arena. There you are. Let's just finish this. Coming over here. Again, we've got lots of stuff here, lots of tips in terms of how I actually built them and so on. Actually, there's more tips there that aren't showing up yet. But from my testing, I want to just make this point, guys. There's no shame in farming stage 20. And here we've got a new infographic style, which is kind of cool, showing a few different team ideas. Stage 20 is much, much easier. For stage 20, I did this in a previous video. I actually used Doom Priest. Passively, she removes debuffs. So, yeah, you just come in, and she's just going to remove the True Fears on the second form and make it much easier. Stagnite brings decrease attack, going to reduce your damage taken, and then you can sustain through. And then we've got like a blender team, basically. Fully replaceable. This team is fully replaceable. You could throw in Inquisitor Shamael. Would be a great one for stage 20. I think he was really good for the previous event dungeon as well, because it was Queen of Hearts. Shamael, kill the boss, massive damage, and he stops True Fears happening. He's amazing for stage 20, seriously. I'll do probably a whole guide on stage 20 champions and teams maybe later in the week is my plan. But yeah, I think, you know, I'm here to tell you, you don't need to feel bad. Feeling bad about not farming higher stages. Look, stage 20, super efficient, and it's way easier. I think it's perfectly fine to do it. So there you go. But yeah, like I said, I ran, I don't know, I think we were at 27 multi-battles by the time I recorded this video after finishing this article. But like, we break it down in detail, all sorts of stuff, lots of tips, etc. Hopefully it's helpful to people. Hopefully it's interesting. This is a team I'm using. Like I said, this team is stupid. This team is so dumb in terms of like the gear requirements. It's ridiculously hard. The boss does so much damage. It's crazy. Even though it is 4 epic champions. I know. I get some of the comments saying, Nub, it's an accessible team. You're using epic champions. Of course, it's an accessible team. It's not accessible. You really want 6-star blessings, +4. You need ridiculous gear. You need high ranks. It's probably one of the hardest teams I've ever built. I'm not even 100% sure if it's 100% successful. I'm gonna keep running it and see if it fails. But I mean, it's pretty darn good. The team, has to say, Buzor and Bronco before him, really setting the foundations for building incredible teams here. But yeah, don't think it's don't think it's easy. It's really not easy. It's so intensive to build this team. Don't feel bad about doing stage 25. Don't feel bad about doing stage 20. Actually, here's a fun thing, because I don't think this event dungeon thing is out yet. We can see, I did see one thing to watch out for. I did see if we go like stage 20. I think some people were using some of the teams that I was suggesting. You can see people doing it really fast, like 10 seconds. Some stuff here, fastest, most popular teams. So this was like a team I was doing. I can see that people are failing a little bit. It's only 97%. It's pretty fast, though. Like I said, this is a team I was recommending. This team is actually like the one I just built here, but people are struggling with this as well in terms of gear. I think that there might be some gear problems for people with this team. It might be more gear intensive, or at least just be aware of the gear stuff. When building this team, you do need pretty good gear nonetheless. You do need to be careful. I mean, 97% is still good, but do watch out. Yeah, obviously here's a 100% version, which is like Fina Feral is better. Crazy damage with Wukong. I guess Arbiter can revive everyone and you just kill the boss really fast. You get the gist. This whole event dungeon guide will be out soon. Thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful and interesting. We might do more event dungeon stuff in the future. We'll see. We'll see. I've been away for the weekend, so I'm only sort of catching back up now in these last couple of days. And there's been about 10 different team variants. And then they keep getting redone because people are like, you can't actually build that in the live game. Anyway, this is what I've built on the live. But I should say, this is obviously the live game. Hello. And it works. At least it's worked 27 runs in a row. Pretty solid. It's a couple of them were 4-minute runs, but it's worked. I don't know. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.